Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Kari and today I am doing my November TBR. I did not get through all of the books I wanted to in October, but considering how ambitious my October TBR was, it makes sense. So I've got a couple of rollovers and I'm trying to keep my November TBR fairly limited, at least in comparison, so that maybe I can get through all of the books I want to. Let's get started. One of the first rollovers I have is The Overstory by Richard Powers. When I'm filming this, I've still got 4 days left of October, but I also have Kingdom of Ash and Marco Polo to finish, so this is not going to happen. But I do really want to get to this because I'm thrilled about it. I just didn't have time in October, so November is next and it makes sense. This is about trees, basically, and I learned about it from Sophie over at Portal of the Pages. You should check her out because she's one of my favorites. The next rollover is one that I haven't seen quite as much hype about since it came out sometime this summer, but that is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. When it first came out, there was a ton of hype. It is a fantasy version of several different events in Chinese history. This girl goes to a military academy and everybody's shocked that she's there because she's from a lower societal economic class, and that's just not done. It sounds really good and is apparently incredibly graphic, which I don't mind. So I'm excited to see how this is and dive into a good, all-encompassing fantasy. And then the last rollover actually fits quite nicely into November. I said in, I think, my October TBR that I wanted to read Marco Polo and Silk Roads sort of back to back or at the same time, because the Silk Roads to me implies the roads that Marco Polo followed during his journey, during his life, and I'm currently in the middle of Marco Polo, but like I said before, I'm not going to have time to get to the Silk Roads before October is out. Instead, since November is nonfiction November, I'm going to read this, and it just kind of fits well that it's nonfiction November. And speaking of nonfiction November, I have two more. The first one being one that my parents got me for my birthday, which I bought myself because gift cards. Never Caught by Erica Armstrong Dunbar. This is about Ona Judge, who was a slave of General Washington's during the American Revolution, and she ran away. They found her, but she had gone to Canada and they kept trying to get her back, and she just looked at them and said, "No, screw you. I'm not going back. Washington, you let everybody else free on your death, but I belong to your wife, so I'm not free." But now I am, because I ran. I think her story is fascinating, and there is a book about her, historical fiction by Anne Rinaldi, which I found amazing. I love that book. So I'm really excited to dive into the nonfiction aspect of her story and learn more about her. And then, because I didn't read anything about Elizabeth this month and I'm really missing it, I want to read Elizabeth's Spy Master by Robert Hutchinson. This is about Walsingham, who was obviously Elizabeth's spy master. He's the one who caught Mary, Queen of Scots through some version of entrapment, basically, but I'm okay with that because I don't like Mary, Queen of Scots. Anyway, I'm excited to read this and learn more about Walsingham because all I know is that he was the one who caught Mary in the Babington plot, and that he sacrificed his health and his eyesight for Elizabeth. And then the last book that I'm going to include on this list, although I do want to get to multiple other books, obviously, is 1984 by George Orwell. This is, strangely, one that I never had to read in school, so I haven't read it yet. I have read multiple others, sort of dystopian classics such as Brave New World or Animal Farm, but I've never read 1984, and I figure it's about time I get to this. All I know is it's dystopian. I think the government takes over everything. It fits the mood, really, so I'm gonna read it. Those are all of the books that I'm going to say I will definitively finish in November. Fingers crossed I actually finish them in November. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.